Have you ever noticed how dangerous it feels when everything looks too clear? When every candle seems to confirm your bias and you start thinking, this time I really see it. That's not clarity. That's comfort wearing a mask. The mind loves certainty so much that it starts rewriting reality just to protect it. You stop observing and start defending. Every tick becomes proof that you're right. Every contradiction gets quietly deleted. And that's when perception turns against you. Not with confusion, but with confidence. The moment you feel sure you see the market clearly is the moment you've stopped seeing it at all. Because the mind doesn't blind you with chaos. It blinds you with conviction. You've probably felt it. That intoxicating moment when the chart finally makes sense. The structure aligns, the volume confirms, everything points the same way. You lean closer, confident, almost serene. For a few seconds, the noise fades. It feels like mastery. But underneath that calm hides the oldest trap in human cognition. You're no longer reading the market. You're reading your reflection inside it. What you call confirmation is often comfort. The brain edits out every contradiction and presents you with a version of reality that agrees with your plan. It doesn't feel deceptive. It feels accurate. That's why you keep trusting it, even when it keeps costing you. You tell yourself you're being patient when you're actually defending a bias. You tell yourself you're waiting for validation when you're just avoiding the discomfort of being wrong. The illusion grows in silence. Each new chart pattern, each replayed trade, reinforcing the same invisible narrative. I see clearly. But clarity without doubt isn't vision. It's hypnosis. It's the mind folding reality until it matches its expectations. And once that happens, no amount of data can save you. Because every new piece of information will be forced to serve the story you already believe. That's why conviction feels safe. It keeps uncertainty away. But in trading, safety is the costliest drug there is. The mind doesn't see reality. It interprets it. Every moment, your senses collect fragments of data that your brain rearranges into a story that feels coherent. That story is what you call truth. But coherence isn't accuracy. It's just comfort wearing logic's mask. The brain's only real goal is to protect identity, not reveal reality. And in trading, identity is built on being right. That's why your perception is never neutral. When you open a chart, your mind is already filtering, discarding information that threatens your conviction, highlighting what supports it. It's not sabotage, it's survival. To the brain, uncertainty equals danger. So it edits reality until it looks manageable. You don't see what's there. You see what allows you to stay calm. Over time, this distortion becomes invisible. You start mistaking repetition for evidence. A pattern that worked once becomes confirmation. A losing setup that aligns with your bias becomes bad timing. The mind doesn't care about truth. It cares about narrative consistency. And narrative consistency feels exactly like confidence. This is why you can study for years, collect perfect screenshots, refine every entry, and still keep repeating the same mistakes. Knowledge doesn't cure distortion, it refines it. You become more articulate in your self-deception, more elegant in your justifications, more convinced by your own clarity. That's the sophistication of blindness. The more experienced you become, the more believable your illusions sound. So when you look at the market and it finally makes sense, pause. That moment of certainty isn't insight, it's exposure. It's the mind revealing how badly it needs to believe it knows. Because the truth is, you don't see the market. You see yourself organized into candles. You don't fix perception by forcing yourself to see more. You fix it by admitting you see less than you think. The goal isn't perfect vision, it's honest observation. Every trader wants to see the market clearly, but few realize that clarity isn't something you gain. It's something you stop corrupting. You stop painting the chart with your expectations. You stop defending your opinions as if they were evidence. You stop mistaking emotional relief for insight. Awareness doesn't mean deleting bias. It means watching it form. You start noticing the quiet signals, the tension in your chest when a candle forms against your plan, the sudden urge to check another time frame, the rush of conviction when you're finally proven right. Each of these moments is a mirror. They're not mistakes, they're data. And when you can observe them without judgment, perception begins to recalibrate on its own. This is the paradox. The more you try to control your perception, the more distorted it becomes. But the moment you start witnessing it, without defending it, without naming it, the distortion begins to dissolve. You realize that you were never supposed to be objective. You were supposed to be aware. The market doesn't need you to predict it. It needs you to perceive it honestly. Because accuracy is born not from certainty, but from alignment with what is, not what you wish to be. Start with one simple act. Before every trade, pause and ask yourself, what am I hoping to see? Not what the chart shows, but what you want it to show. This question alone exposes bias faster than any indicator. If your answer includes relief, revenge, or redemption, you're not analyzing. You're searching for emotional closure. And that's when the mind starts editing reality again. Train yourself to separate what's visible from what's interpreted. Write it down. 2 columns. What's on the chart and what you think it means. Do this enough times and you'll start to notice how quickly meaning overtakes observation. You'll see how your mind colors price movement with fear, pride, or desire, and how those colors fade when you stop naming them. The disciplined trader doesn't have superhuman clarity. They have humility. They know that perception is always incomplete, so they rely on process, not confidence. They don't enter because something feels obvious. They enter because the plan, independent of emotion, tells them to. That's how neutrality is built, through structure that protects you from your own mind. As you practice this, awareness becomes a habit. You start noticing how your breathing changes before a click. You recognize the stories forming in your head mid-trade. This should turn soon. I can't lose again. I knew it. Each story is an invitation to blindness. And the simple act of seeing the story as a story, not as truth, is what keeps you free. In time, you realize the market was never hiding anything from you. You were hiding it from yourself. The chart didn't need more indicators. It needed less interference. Reality was always there. You just had to stop filtering it through your need to be right. Every trader swears they want truth until they see how much of themselves they'll have to lose to find it. But awareness demands sacrifice. You can't hold on to your comfort and still claim to see clearly. You can't keep protecting the old story and expect a new result. To trade reality, you must first let go of the illusion that you've ever truly seen it. That's what this series is, not a lesson, but an unlearning. Each episode peels away one more layer of distortion, one more belief that quietly dictates how you see the chart, the world, and yourself. The process isn't easy. Clarity never is. But once you taste it, confusion will never satisfy you again. So now I'll ask you, What illusion have you been protecting the most? The one that makes you feel safe, or the one that keeps you blind? Write it below. Your words might be the mirror someone else needs to finally see.